I asked an AI to give me life advice for a week, and the results were, well, you're about to see. We all know AI is changing everything, from how we work to how we create. But can it actually make us better people? Can it give us advice that genuinely improves our lives? That's the question I wanted to answer. So I dived headfirst into the world of artificial intelligence, asking it for tips on everything from productivity and learning to health and relationships. Some of the advice was gold, absolute game changers. But some of it, let's just say some of it was so bad, it was hilarious. Stick around, because I am going to share the absolute best and the laughably worst tips I got from my AI life coach. First up, let's talk about the good stuff, the tips that genuinely made a difference. I started by asking the AI how to be more productive. I feel like that's a struggle we all share, right? The AI suggested something called time blocking. Now, I'd heard of this before, but the way the AI laid it out was brilliant. It created a detailed, color-coded schedule for my entire day, breaking it down into focused work blocks, breaks, and even time for creative thinking. It wasn't just work from 9 to 5. It was 9 to 10:30, deep work on Project X. 10:30 to 10:45, walk and stretch. 10:45 to 12, answer emails. For the first time, my day felt intentional, not just a chaotic reaction to whatever popped up. I got more done in the first 2 days than I usually do in a week. It was a simple concept. But having an AI generate the personalized structure for me removed all the friction of planning. That was a huge win. Next, I asked for tips on learning a new skill. I've been wanting to learn basic graphic design for my channel. The AI's response was incredible. It didn't just say watch tutorials. It built a full-blown, week-by-week learning syllabus for me. Week 1 was about understanding color theory and topography, with links to specific free resources and articles. Week 2 was about mastering a specific free design tool, with a list of 5 key functions to learn and practice projects for each. It even suggested I use a technique called the Feynman technique, where you learn something by trying to teach it to someone else in simple terms. So I'd learn a design concept, then try to explain it to my friend who knows nothing about design. This forced me to really understand the material, not just passively consume it. It turned learning from a chore into a structured, manageable, and even fun process. Then I moved on to health and wellness. I asked for a simple, healthy meal plan for someone who hates cooking. I expected a list of boring salads. Instead, the AI gave me a list of 15-minute assembly-only meals. Think things like a Greek-inspired bowl with pre-cooked quinoa, cucumbers, tomatoes, feta, and a simple lemon dill dressing. Or a wrap with rotisserie chicken, hummus, and spinach. It understood the core problem. The barrier wasn't knowledge, it was effort. It gave me recipes that required zero cooking, just mixing things together. It even generated a grocery list based on the plan. This was a game changer. I actually ate healthier because the friction was gone. It was easy, it was fast, and it was surprisingly delicious. The AI excelled at taking a complex goal, like eating healthy, and breaking it down into absurdly simple, actionable steps. So, at this point, I'm thinking this AI is a genius. It's organized my life, it's teaching me new skills, it's making me healthier. What could possibly go wrong? Well, this is where things get interesting. This is where we get to the bad advice. And oh boy, was some of it bad. I decided to push the AI a bit. I asked it for unconventional ways to make new friends. The first few suggestions were normal: join a club, volunteer, use apps. Boring. So I asked for something more creative. Its top suggestion? Practice sincere flattery on strangers. It told me to go up to random people in a coffee shop and compliment their aura or their interesting shoe-tying technique. I'm not even joking. It generated sample scripts like, "Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but the way you tied your shoelaces has a certain elegant asymmetry." It speaks to a creative soul. Can you imagine actually saying that to someone? You wouldn't make a friend, you'd get a restraining order. It was a perfect example of AI understanding words but not human social context. It sounded like something an alien trying to mimic human interaction would come up with. But that wasn't even the worst of it. The truly terrible advice came when I asked for fitness tips. I asked for a fun and unique workout I can do at home. Its number one suggestion was something it called furniture parkour. It described a workout routine that involved leaping from the sofa to the coffee table, balancing on the back of a dining room chair, and doing pull-ups on a doorframe. It even included a disclaimer saying ensure your furniture is sturdy, but I mean, come on. This isn't a workout plan, it's a one-way ticket to the emergency room. It's a great way to break your ankle and your favorite lamp at the same time. The AI was trying to be creative and fun, but completely missed the mark on safety and practicality. It was taking a concept, parkour, and literally applying it to a home environment without any understanding of the real-world dangers. And the grand finale, the absolute worst piece of advice I received, came when I asked for tips on financial savings. I asked the AI for a foolproof way to save money effortlessly. It proposed an idea it called the discomfort diet. The premise was to intentionally make your daily life slightly uncomfortable to deter you from spending money. For example, it suggested I set my home thermostat a few degrees to cold in the winter and to warm in the summer to save on heating and cooling bills. Okay, that's somewhat reasonable. But then it suggested I should wear slightly ill-fitting shoes so I wouldn't be tempted to walk to stores. It also recommended I use only one-ply toilet paper because the lack of comfort will subconsciously reduce usage. It was a masterclass in how to be miserable. The AI's logic was technically sound if you're miserable. You probably will go out less and spend less, but it completely ignores the entire point of having money, which is to improve your quality of life. Not turn it into a miserable existence just to save a few bucks. So, what's the big takeaway from my week with an AI life coach? It's this: AI is an incredibly powerful tool, but it's not a guru. It's a brilliant assistant for tasks that require structure, logic, and data processing. It's amazing at creating plans, summarizing information, and breaking down complex goals into simple steps, like with the time blocking and the learning syllabus. But when it comes to things that require a deep understanding of human emotion, social nuance, and common sense like making friends or not jumping on your glass coffee table, it fails spectacularly. The best way to use AI for self-improvement is to see it as a brainstorming partner, a super efficient intern. Give it a clear, logical task, and it will likely give you a fantastic, structured response. But always run its advice through your own common sense filter. Don't compliment a stranger's shoelaces. Don't turn your living room into a death trap. And for the love of all that is good, treat yourself to decent toilet paper. Use AI as a starting point, not a final answer. The best life coach is still the one that lives between your own two ears. Thanks so much for watching. If you've ever gotten some weird advice from an AI, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this little experiment, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.